captain from like grade 10 term 2 to grade 11 term 2, and in grade 11 term 3 they used to pick prefects. Yeah, so I actually went for some interviews, and when it's time for interviews, people really do clean up well. You get your blazer, make sure you wear knee-high socks, and people look really smart and people look good for the interviews. So I went for the wing prefect interviews, because when you're a dom captain, you have to go for the wing prefect interviews, because that's at the next level. The person who's ahead of you is your wing prefect, so obviously you will go for the wing prefect interviews. So I went for the wing prefect interviews. That's what I prepared for. When they asked some questions, and I prepared for it, so I just answered everything well, and I went back to my dormitory. I was so tired, I literally just went and slept. And then someone just, after some time, I was sleeping, then someone just came, rushed, woke me up, telling me they're calling me for the head girl interviews. And I did not prepare a single thing for that. Like, in my head, I was just like, I'm a dom captain. Obviously, I have to go for imperfect interviews. That's it. I did not prepare a single thing to say, I want to be the head girl because of this and this and this. But they actually woke me up. I had to rush, put on my socks, and went for those head girl interviews. And honestly, I was just, my close friend was also going for the head girl interviews. So when she was preparing, whereby you're obviously not paying attention, but you're listening to how she's preparing. So obviously I had some things to say, like I've been at this school from 8th grade, this and this and this, I'll improve the school in this and this way. And yeah, interviews on Friday, and I think they announced on Monday or something, I can't really remember. I was nervous. It was just so scary, because they start with announcing the wing prefect for a specific dormitory, and they start with the first house, and I was literally in the second house. So I was just like, yeah, if it's not true, it's not true. And the thing is, it's during like assembly, everyone is there for that assembly. When they're picking prefects, everyone comes. Everyone literally comes. The entire place is packed. Others are even outside, so it's just really nerve-wracking. And it was very, very, I can't say scary, but it was just, I was just very nervous when the deputy head was mentioning the wing prefect's name, and he got to my house 2, and he mentioned my name. I was relieved. The happiness came afterwards. I was relieved. So that's why I just stood up when the headmistress did what she did with the ties, because when you're a prefect you wear a red tie at my school. So she gave me my red tie, and yeah, I was relieved. And then that's when now the happiness started coming. And one thing that I think I can say about being a prefect and stuff like that, many people who actually go like, I don't want to be a prefect because I don't think I'm going to be studying enough, I'll be too busy. It's a lie. I don't even understand how, I don't get that logic, because honestly I had enough time to study. Most of the time I had a lot of time to study, because I would just assign specific portions to people and go and continue doing my thing. So honestly, you might be busy as a prefect, but at the end of the day it comes down to dividing your time. Because sometimes, yes, it would be very, very disadvantaging, because some of our friends would remain learning, and they would actually call all the prefects to go and do this and this, to go check this and this when our friends are learning, and that is very, very disadvantaging. But at the end of the day it comes down to dividing your time. And honestly I found it as something very good and helpful, because I had enough time to do some of my own things, to study. And yeah, it was honestly not a bad thing. If you not divide your time, whether you're a prefect, you're not a prefect, everything will still go well and work out well. And at the end of the day you can't blame anyone else but yourself. So yeah, that's what I can say. And I honestly enjoyed being a prefect, because there are so many privileges that came with it. In my intake, there were a lot of privileges that came with it. So honestly, it was actually very, very good. It was all right. So one thing I'd actually like to talk about is also peer pressure. I don't even understand how peer pressure should come from being at being in high school, because honestly, first of all, you didn't take yourself there, your parents took you there. So whether you may have some, your friend may have some nice things that you don't have, focus on what you are doing there. Appreciate the fact that your parents have actually even managed to pay your school fees, to give you this and this for boarding school, because honestly, people at boarding schools have to carry food, or that you have to be given money for some other things. So just appreciate what you have and what you get. Don't let peer pressure harm you or make you start thinking otherwise. Focus on what you're doing there and appreciate the fact that you're actually even there. Someone is there to pay your school fees. There are kids who are not going to school. So don't let this peer pressure issue bring you down in any way. So then 12th grade came, and I just really wanted to leave the school, because I don't know, there was just some kind of stress that came with the school and prefects. And when you are in 12th grade, obviously you want to focus more on your studies than on telling someone to go clean something, because at the end of the day, it's school and you're there for learning. Actually, there was more stress because the books here, and you find the people at the administration, like the teachers, are telling you you can't leave everything for your dorm captains, and that really didn't make any sense, because we had to study. They are just like maybe in 10th grade or something like that. So it was kind of stressful, and I just really wanted to leave that school. But there's also something that I would like to say. When you're in 12th grade and you have to study for your examinations, don't rush to finish or to complete school. You complete school with bad grades, and then what will happen academically in your future? Try your best to focus more on the exam than on you completing school and leaving the school, or going into another kind of, you're just going to be home. I mean, what are you going to be doing unless you're planning on starting a business when you finish school? Otherwise, focus more on getting those good grades when you're finishing your secondary school. Focus on doing well than on actually completing. Yeah. So that's what I can say about dealing with school and stuff like that. Don't let anything get in your way, because at the end of the day, you won't blame anything else, and people won't actually listen to you blaming other things. And if you're going through any let me say peer pressure or any troubles, or you're finding it hard to actually step up in a subject or improve, I can actually advise you to look for a guidance counselor and go there. I personally never went into any guidance office for counseling and anything like that, but there was this one time, mm, we actually, my friend and I, a certain friend of mine, went. We were sent to a specific teacher's office to go and get some things, because she was also a prefect. So we went there, and that teacher was actually a guidance counselor, and we didn't know that. And it's like they actually thought to resist the fact that they don't always have to cancel people. But it was amazing. We actually got a counseling session that we didn't ask for, and honestly, we were actually grateful for it. We actually told him he should be doing it more, because we were so encouraged when we actually didn't even go there for that specific purpose. So I'd actually advise you to do more counseling if you're going through any difficulties in a subject, with your friends, with this same peer pressure, and it actually really, really helps. It actually really does help. So don't feel shy or mind what your friends are going to think about you if you go into the counseling office, because once a person goes into the counseling office, everyone thinks there's some problem with them, or maybe the person's not thinking right, or maybe the person's grades are not good. There's so many things that have to deal with various people for them to go to a counseling office. Those can be the specific or particular reasons. So don't mind what people are going to think about you. If you need some advice or help in specific aspects of your life, go and get it from someone who actually knows how to give that advice. So yeah, that's what I can say on counseling. I actually feel like it does help, and it actually can help. And these were some of the tips that I can offer and that I have given. I don't know. I, I actually hope it will help you, whether you're in high school right now or you're about to go into high school next year. I actually feel like they can help you based on my boarding experience. So all in all, my boarding experience honestly was fine. It was okay. Right now I can actually advise anyone to go to a boarding school. That actually also depends on what boarding school. And I actually prefer boarding schools with both males and females. I just feel like I like that kind of diversity because you get different views and ideas from different kinds of perspectives. You can get them from a same gender school, but I just prefer the ones that have both males and females. I feel like they are well balanced, and many people actually also give this other kind of opinion saying when they go to a boarding school they will change in one or another. You can only change if you want to change, and that change can only be positive or negative. If you want that change from you going to a boarding school to be positive, you can only make it positive. But if you actually accept that it's okay if it's negative, then you can actually make a negative change from that boarding school. So honestly, I advise boarding schools. I think boarding schools are actually good. They're actually okay. I see nothing wrong from boarding schools if you know what you stand for, and if you know how you are and how you want to improve positively than improve negatively. And if you know what you want in life, I feel like you have already set your mind, and when you go to that boarding school, it can only change you positively, and it can only change aspects of your life positively. But otherwise, my boarding school experience was great. It was amazing. I miss every part of it. I gained good friends from it. I experienced nice diversities of people who come from different homes. I matured more from being at a boarding school than from being home. And it just helps you grow in various ways. So honestly, my boarding school experience was actually pretty good. And honestly, always remember to pray always, because yet again you're going to a place with people from different places. So you have to pray a lot. Don't let your guard down. um don't lose your spirituality. You have to pray a lot. Don't trust anyone. Just trust yourself. And the other doesn't mean you can make friends. You can make friends, but just don't put too much trust in people, because people can let you down. So just remember where you come from, appreciate what you get and what you have, and just try your best to make yourself proud at the end of the day. Yeah. So I guess we've come to the end of my video. That was my boarding school experience. It was actually just fine, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and please share, subscribe, and drop a comment if you want. Make sure you share this video because I feel like it can actually help people in various ways. So thank you for watching. Catch me in my next video. Bye. I just wanna chill and feel safe, yeah.